Hello, everybody. Wolfang here. How we all doing? Hope we're all groovy. Today's Wednesday, November the 13th. Hump day. Halfway through the week. 2 more days. I still wish I could retire. But what would you do if you retire? Well, for one, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done around here. Let's see. Two, I would enjoy my time off. I'm sure I would get bored though, because I am kind of fidgety. I got to be doing something. But anyway, like I said, I hope everybody else had a great Wednesday. Work was work. It was gloomy all day here, and we're supposed to get some rain, some good rain. I think I said this in a video a while back, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and make my prediction for our winter time here in Cincinnati. I have a funny feeling that we're not going to get that much snow, but it's going to be a rainy winter. I think we'll see more rain than we will snow. And I'm okay with that because I do not like the snow anymore. I do kind of like driving in it as long as there's no other cars on the road. That's my I don't know if I want to say paranoid, but I can drive in the snow. I have no problem with that. It's everybody else that you have to watch for. Watch your speed limit. Know the area, especially that you're driving. And don't use your brakes if you don't have to. Just let it go. I did a lot of playing around when I was younger and giant ass parking lot when it would snow. And I'd go into the parking lot and do donuts and just mess around. I mean, if you're driving and all of a sudden your car starts to swerve on you, you have to know how to control it. And you can in some situations. If you've got ice underneath the snow, you're pretty screwed. So, but other than that, it's just the same old shit. I need to win the lottery. But the article I'm going to share from my spam report is a follow up on the FEMA person that was fired because she told her crew to skip houses that had any signage up or anything like that, indicating that they were going to vote for Trump. So let's get to it. It says fired FEMA employee says instructions to skip Trump homes were part of a colossal avoidance policy. This was put up 23 hours ago, just to let people know. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, supervisor who was fired for instructing subordinates to skip over houses with Trump signs and banners now says that her actions were in accord with agency guidance and were not isolated to her team alone. The supervisor, Murney Washington, was fired by FEMA after outrage erupted that she had instructed disaster relief workers canvassing in Lake Placid, Florida, after Hurricane Milton to avoid homes advertising Trump. The Daily Wire first reported that government employees told the outlet that at least 20 homes with Trump signs or flags were bypassed from the end of October and into November due to the best practices guidance from Washington. The houses were skipped over by the workers who wrote messages such as Trump sign, no entry per leadership in a government system per the outlet. What? Okay. On Saturday, FEMA Administrator on Employee Misconduct, Deanne Criswell, confirmed to Fox News Digital that Washington had been fired and called her actions reprehensible and a clear violation of FEMA's core values and principles to help people regardless of their political affiliation. A FEMA spokesperson told Fox News on Friday that the agency was deeply disturbed by Washington's actions, but insisted it was an isolated incident. There's some pictures of a Trump sign, looks like after the hurricane went through. The spokesperson said that the employee who issued this guidance had no authority and was given no direction to tell teams to avoid these homes. And we are reaching out to the people who may have not been reached as a result of this incident. Speaking on Monday episode of the Ronald Martin Unfiltered podcast, Washington said that her instructions complied with FEMA protocol to avoid homes determined to be hostile or dangerous to workers. Wow. They all allege that these actions were made in my own recognizance and that it was for my own political advances. However, if you look at the record, there's what we call a community trend. And unfortunately, it just so happened that the political hostility that was encountered by my team, they just so happened to have the Trump campaign signage, said Washington. Washington claimed that her instructions were given after team members had been verbally and physically threatened by hurricane victims with signs in support of the former president. She said that her instructions followed FEMA's avoidance and de escalation policy. Wow, excuse me. Also, in contrast to FEMA's assertion that the incident was isolated, Washington said that there were similar avoidance protocols in place not only in Florida, but also in North Carolina. Senior leadership will lie to you and tell you that they do not know, but if you ask the DSA, Disaster Survivor Assistance, crew leads and specialists, what they are experiencing in the field, they will tell you, she said. FEMA always preaches avoidance first and then de escalation, so this is not isolated. This is a colossal event of avoidance, not just in the state of Florida, but you will find avoidance in Carolinas. Last week, Republican Representative James Comer, chair of House Committee on Oversight and Accountability, called for a hearing on the incident to be held on November the 19th. Washington said she would welcome an investigation by Republicans in Congress. Please do investigate. They will find this is not isolated. I state this over and over again. This is colossal, she said. Demand for FEMA to give you those incident reports. They will substantiate what we are experiencing in the field. FEMA responded to Fox News Digital's request for comment by simply forwarding a November 9 statement by Criswell condemning Washington's actions. One FEMA employee departed from these values to advise her survivor assistant team to not go to homes with yard signs supporting President-elect Trump. Criswell said in the statement, I want to be clear to all of my employees and the American people This type of behavior and action will not be tolerated at FEMA, and we will hold people accountable if they violate these standards of conduct. So there you go. Now, what was all the stuff we were hearing when all these hurricanes were happening? You know, I mean, it was all over YouTube. FEMA is funded by the government, I think. I've never looked into FEMA. Maybe I should. But I've seen and heard enough through the years. They just, you know, okay, we're going to help you. But it takes forever. People lose everything. So they need to come up with a better disaster plan, something. I don't know. How many times is, okay, at one point, way back when, FEMA's like, okay, you need to have, what was it, like a month of rations, or was it 48? Maybe it started 48 hours and it went from there. It went from there. Now it's up to, I think it's up to a couple of months. They tell you to, for any disaster. Like we live where we could be hit by a tornado. You got the people in Florida along the coast of Texas and that get hit with hurricanes. So yeah, I mean, there's got to be some type of a setup to help those people that live there. For one, if I knew hurricanes were an occurring thing every year, I wouldn't have property down there. That's just me. I'm going to live in a tornado belt. No, don't think so. Um, I'm sure there's probably people that literally, I want to live in the tornado belt. So I just hope they have a storm cellar and they like rebuilding a lot. Same with people with the hurricane. It's like, hey, whatever floats your boat. See what I did there? Come on, people, lighten up. So anyway, I just wanted to do a follow up story with this FEMA employee type person, and maybe more will come out about FEMA, because the director of FEMA a few months ago, when all these hurricanes were hitting, said they ran out of money. He literally said that. So where'd all that money go? I know the rumors. I can't prove it. That's all right, though. So this is Wolfgang. Have a great Wednesday evening. Blessed be. Stay safe. And I'll bullshit with y'all later. Bye.